Hello, my name is Whitney Hall. I did a proposal for my neighborhood association to assist the homeowners with lawn care, for that to be a part of our HOA contract yearly. So, the reason that I put this presentation together was to address the issue that we have in our neighborhood that seems to be growing, of unmaintained lawns or poorly maintained lawns in our neighborhood. So, I provided a solution to help alleviate that burden of yard maintenance on each of our neighbors. And also at the same time, it would enable us to create a neighborhood that looks clean and tidy and well cared for. Okay, so the biggest problem we have is that we have some yards that are completely neglected due to empty houses. We have one short sale, and just two, I think, actually, that are for sale that the homeowners have just already moved out. So those yards are just getting overgrown and they're just not very attractive. We also have a couple of rent houses in our neighborhood, and a couple of those are also just not maintaining their lawn like the homeowners usually do. We also just have some under maintained homes that are owned by members of our HOA. And this is just simply due to the fact that people have different schedules, people have different desires about what they want their yard to look like. Some are very busy with kids and activities and work and so forth, that it just really is hard to get your yard work done and to spend lots of time in your yard every week. So, it's just becoming a problem that I would say about half of our neighborhood has what I would consider poorly maintained lawns right now. So, the objective of this proposal is to bring unity and appearance within our neighborhood, to help us maintain an appearance in our neighborhood that matches the larger, more prominent neighborhoods that surround us. It's also to keep property values high within our neighborhood and to attract future buyers to a well manicured and cared for neighborhood. So, this neighborhood is actually in South Bixby, Oklahoma, and we are surrounded on our west side by a golf course based neighborhood with some very large homes. They range probably in the mid 300,000s upwards to 600,000 that are on a nice golf course. And they have beautiful lawns and are all very well cared for. The neighborhood to the north of us is not on a golf course, but they have a nice pool and a clubhouse. And those houses are upwards between 300 and probably $400,000. And then the neighborhood to our east is a little smaller, but they start in the early 200,000s and go up to about 300,000. And they just are also really well cared for. So our neighborhood starts about 150,000 for the new build price and goes up to about 220. So we are also a neighborhood under construction. So we also have that currently working against us, where we have some houses that are still under constructions, and construction sites are not very attractive. And then they have new yards and new homeowners, and some of the houses are currently owned still by the builder. So they're just not maintained like a homeowner would do. So we are already trying to battle a little bit of dysfunction and disunity. So our yards, when you add those in there, really just compounds that problem. So the solution that I have come up with for this problem is to include lawn mowing, weed eating, and blower use for each home in our HOA dues. And we would also include lawn care such as weed control and fertilization for each home. Currently, our neighborhood association is paying for a company to come and mow our drainage ditches, the model home yards around our playground, and part of the utility easements that we have. They're supposed to be mowing all of it, so they're already not meeting their duties. And once our neighborhood association takes over, I really think it would be vital to hold them to what they're already doing and then possibly include these additional services. So, the way that we would go about doing this is that we would schedule with a contracted company to begin and end mowing and lawn care services as needed through the calendar year. So, in Oklahoma, that can look like anywhere from late April through maybe the beginning of November, that we would need to mow and have lawn care. And then a lot of lawn care companies will come out and do a spring weed treatment before the rain starts, before growth starts, and that sort of thing. And so the method would then be to hire that contracted company to come and do the mowing. And if maybe we have an all inclusive company, if we're able to find one, or maybe we hire two separate ones, one for lawn care and mowing and one for weed treatment and fertilization. And so the resources that we would need to have in order to accomplish this would obviously be those two companies that we hire, one or two. And then each homeowner would just need the items to maintain their flower beds. The HOA would take care of the rest. So I did a little bit of research on cost, and currently our HOA fees in this neighborhood are about $220 a year. And like I said, that covers the drainage ditches being mowed, the model homes being mowed, and the playground area being taken care of. So there's a neighborhood that's about 2.5 miles to our west that has a large, wonderful clubhouse, splash pad pond, lots of amenities for their families to utilize. It's called Providence Hills. So they pay about $720 a year for their HOA fees, and that includes use of the pool, use of the clubhouse, and their neighborhood association takes care of the lawn maintenance in the public use areas only. So then there's another neighborhood that's a little closer to us in distance, about probably a mile and a half away, called Auberge Village. Their HOA fees are $1,700 a year, which is significantly higher. However, this neighborhood gets to use a pool and a clubhouse like the first one, but they also get individual lawn care. Their lawn care goes a step above what I would recommend. Their lawn care includes a layer of mulch and sprinkler system maintenance at every home. So I would like for us to fall somewhere in the middle in there, and I'm proposing an increase from $220 a year to $650 a year to include the things I talked about earlier for lawn care, such as lawn mowing, weed eating and edging, and blower use, and then weed control and fertilization. So in conclusion, honestly, the reason I put this together is because this is an issue that I see every single day when I'm driving through my neighborhood. I tend to think that we maintain our yard well, and we do take pride in our yard, and I do think that it makes for a much more pleasant appearing neighborhood. I also think it's really vital for us as kind of what I would call a starter neighborhood in the Bixby area. I think it's really vital for us to maintain a high appearance because of the neighborhoods that surround us. We're going to be highly sought after just simply because Bixby's median home value is $350,000, and we come in at about half that on some circumstances. So we're really appealing to young families who would like to move to this area because we have wonderful schools, really wonderful neighborhoods. You're still out of the main city, you're out in the suburb, and sometimes close to the country out here still. So we will be very appealing to buyers because of our values, but also we want to keep encouraging our home values to rise like the ones around us will. And I think by us maintaining our yards and having a uniform, pleasant appearance, we will be able to accomplish that. So I really hope you enjoyed this presentation and you find some value in doing this and in improving our neighborhood.